I want to say 30% of agents don't do. And yes, I'm calling you out. If you're watching this right now, you're not doing it. Work harder.
That one.
That one for 100,000 over.
More than that.
Jason was in shorts. He was in a t-shirt with a backwards hat.
Love it. Now, to be factually correct, it went $217,000 over.
$217,000 over in shorts.
Well, 1.785. We got $2 million and $2,000.
That's why the house sold, because he was authentically him. He marketed it the right way, and he knew what he was doing, and he was confident. I've burned myself out 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
And I want to say 3 or 4 of those times, I've woken up, and I start crying.
Hey everybody, Jason Freedman here. Welcome back to episode 9 of the Wolf Den Real Estate Podcast. I can't believe this is 9 episodes in. Today I brought in Mike Sperando with Mike Sperando Photo and Video. I was actually using a different real estate photographer when I first started, about 9 years ago in real estate. And he was great. He was actually connected to my office and I had no problems. And to this day, I still have no problem with him. But I was introduced to Mike through colleagues at my office in Newtown. I believe you came to an event, might have been a barbecue of some sort. I met Mike and I think it's been a real estate photography love ever since.
Yeah, it's been great.
So yeah, I want to introduce Mike Sperando. This guy kills it in the real estate photography game. He kills it in all types of photography. He's a big entrepreneur. He's very business savvy. And I want Mike to kind of go into what he does. Obviously, we'll focus on real estate photography because that applies directly to me, but I want Mike to also dive into other business ventures he's involved in. And I want him to put out there whatever he wants to put out there to help grow his business. And at the same time, we'll chat about some real estate, some houses, and we'll just carry this thing through. So Mike, welcome.
I love it. I appreciate
you coming.
Thank you for having me.
It's your first time on camera, right?
Yeah, I'm camera shy.
So yeah, why don't you just introduce yourself, you can start this bad boy however you want.
Yeah, so my name is Mike Sperando. I own Mike Sperando Photo and Video. We have been in business for about 6 years now. And I started with the photo and video stuff back in 7th grade, actually. I had a YouTube channel. It was actually called Mr. Mike 12,000. A lot of people don't know that.
That's not cheesy at all.
Listen, I was 12. So I was reviewing tech. I actually got people to send me anything from portable Bluetooth speakers to clothing, all from around the world. I had stuff from the United States domestically, Bolivia, Italy. People were just sending me stuff to review on Google or on YouTube.
I never knew any of this.
So this is awesome. See, this is new. So I knew that I had a niche for the stuff and I loved being creative. And I think that's what made me different from a lot of people in school, that they would come home and go hang out with their buddies. I would come home and make a video. Like it's different. You just didn't see that in 7th or 8th grade.
Yeah.
So I did that from 7th grade to about all throughout college. And as you can imagine, people made fun of it, because they didn't understand it. It was so early that people could not grasp the concept of making a YouTube video and making money from it.
And when did YouTube actually start?
2005, I started in 2011.
Okay, gotcha.
So when I was doing that, it wasn't a thing. So when these people would dislike a video or comment and they would make fun of me in school, I'd laugh because little did they know Google was sending me a check every month.
Yeah.
So keep disliking, keep commenting. You're just making my engagement go. And I think that's what led me into what I'm doing with business now today, because after I was done with YouTube and I'm like, all right, realistically, am I going to have a future with this? Probably not. But I did pretty well. I had multiple videos that were around 1 million views.
Yep.
And I had an art for it, and it was just something I really loved. So after that, I was like, how can I pivot this? So I turned that slowly into, everybody loves music. You love music. I love music. I'm like, how can I make the switch? So I started reaching out to artists on Instagram through DM. I would send them a video of me, not a message. I would send them a video. Hey, my name's Mike Sperando. I'm a concert photographer. Would love to shoot for you when you come in town, blah, blah, blah. I got a couple people. Then I got my big break when I cold emailed somebody back in 2017, I was.
I feel like I know who this artist is. It's not DJ Snake, is it?
No, not Snake. Not similar.
It wasn't the Snake Man. All right, I'm wrong.
I sent an email because the Chainsmokers were coming to Philadelphia.
Chainsmokers. Okay.
And I wanted to shoot for them. I didn't care if it was free. I didn't care if they gave me $100. I didn't care. So I emailed the marketing manager for the arena at the time. And I'm with my buddy in Dave and Buster's.
Was this one of the arenas in Philly?
This is at the Leah Center.
Okay,
at Temple University.
Okay, gotcha.
So this was, again, 2017, 2018. And they he emailed me back at 11:45. I was at Dave and Buster's with my buddy.
Yeah.
And he goes, hey, like, you could shoot for them, but do you also want to shoot all of our concerts? Now, any right person in their mind would say yes to that. You know what I mean? So I'm like, yeah, sure. So the first concert I ever shot actually was Bring Me the Horizon. Yeah, like Screamo.
Yeah.
No idea what they're saying, but people loved them. They sold it.
I know them. Same categories like Breaking Benjamin, all those bands.
Yes, it's similar to that.
So yeah, email. Okay.
But I had no idea what they were saying. But it was great. It was great.
Doesn't matter.
Then we're the Chainsmokers, and I met them. Super nice guys. Drew and Alex are awesome. And that pivoted into me working with Cher, Fleetwood Mac, Machine Gun Kelly multiple times.
So no name bands, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ones you don't know. So
I'm a Mac guy. I love Fleetwood Mac.
They're great. I were and they were super cool. I met them for a couple seconds, but they were cool backstage. But Joe Jonas, I've worked with all of them. But COVID hit, they laid everybody off, and I'm like, what do I do now? And this is where the real estate photography comes in. I don't know how to stop like working. I always need to be in the middle of something. And when I worked for the arena, I also worked 3 other jobs at the same time. I just don't know how to stop. So I'm sitting there with my dad during COVID watching House Hunters, and I go, I would love to be in these houses. And he goes, so why don't you do it? I go, Dad, I take pictures of people and I take pictures of sport. I don't know how to do this. So that night I'm laying in bed. My dad is some like older generation. He pulls out, he prints everything out. So he comes up to my room and he puts on my bed directions for MapQuest. I go, where's this going to? He goes, an open house. I go, where? He goes, Buckingham. He goes, you're going to it tomorrow. I go, you're looking for a house? He goes, no, you're going to go take photos of it. I'm like, huh? So thankfully, the agent, and as you know, all the agents are in the garage for the open house. The agent, I don't know who it was, and I wish I knew. She was in the garage for the open house. I had my camera that I put into my pocket. It was a little like
it's one of those like digital ones?
Yeah, the little digital one. And I said to her, I'm like, hey, I'm Mike. I'm here to look for my dad, blah, blah, blah. She goes, all right, you can go in. Just let me know when you're done if you have any questions. I go, okay. I go in. This was on a Friday. On Friday, I took pictures of, on a Saturday. I took pictures of all the rooms. I went home. I went into Microsoft Word. I put 4 of the best photos on a flyer or on a brochure that I made. I made up prices. My first shoot, and you would still love this if this was the case, my first shoot was $90.
So I'll just go on the record and tell the viewers that is not his current pricing.
It's not far off, though.
But I will say he is worth a hell of a lot more than $90. So we don't have to go into your pricing unless you want to. But
no. I mean, we've
the ROI is well worth it.
It's grown, but we started at that. I made them up on Sunday or on Saturday. Sunday, I printed off 250 flyers at Staples in Newtown. And then Monday, I was going around to all the real estate offices telling them I shot real estate. And that's what I did. And that's how I started. 2 weeks later, I got my first client. About 6 to 8 months after I handed out my first flyers, those 6 to 8 months, I was up till 4 to 5 a.m. every single morning. I added every single agent in the area within like a probably 25, 30 minute radius of here on Facebook. Copy and pasted the same message. Hey, my name is Mike. This is what I do. I'm a real estate photographer. Would love to help you. Here's an example of a house that I shot. And I sent them that house that I went to in Buckingham. More and more picked up. And, we've already surpassed 2,000 listings this year. I have a team of 3 or 4 right now.
Let me just back up. So just for this year alone.
Yeah, we've probably shot since we started a little over 10,000.
I was gonna say like that. I just want to make sure that people that are watching this, like they might hear, wow, he's shot 2,000 homes. Like that sounds like a great number for like a career or even a 10-year run, but that's just for calendar year 2026 so far.
Yeah. And
I mean, that doesn't show you what that type of hustle and what that story you just told, which I know you're not done going through it, but that's what you've said so far. That's and that's not the only reason, but one of the reasons I wanted you to come on here is because that's the way I run my business. You know, it's like, yeah, I have my advertising, but I can't sleep at night unless I know that I accomplished more than the average realtor that particular day. And if I didn't, then it drives me crazy and I have to double time it the next day. Like
Right.
I cannot slow down, like similar to you. Like if I'm slow, which is rare, but there are days where I'm slow.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. I don't know what to do with myself.
Yeah. I mean,
So,
listen,
you know,
we run a 24/7 business, and that's
yeah,
what a lot of
yeah.
people don't understand. I don't go to bed until between 2 and 3:30 every night. And a lot of people don't know that. Even though I'm done shooting every day at 5 or 6 o'clock, I got my second phase when I get home, 3 to 5 more hours. And just like you, I mean, if someone calls you, you got to pick it up. It's not
Yeah.
like we could just sit here and be like, oh, I'll get back to it tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah.
They're calling another
I want to see
agent.
this house today. Okay, well, yeah, I'll show it to you on Saturday instead. Yeah, well, guess what? Offers are due in 3 hours. So, okay, I'll get off my ass and show it to you.
Or you call them back the next
Yeah.
day and go, hey, sorry, I was doing this. They don't care. They already
Yeah.
called 3 other people.
No.
So, I mean, it's a business that just can't stop. And, you know, that's something that I've always enjoyed. And that's why I like working with you and all these other real estate agents, because we all have that same hustle mentality. My first job, I was a petroleum transfer engineer. Do you know what
Okay.
that is?
Like oil?
No, I pump gas.
Or
So
gas, oil. Okay. Actually, this is why I love these podcasts, because who the hell cares which direction we take this?
Yeah.
I used to work at a Texaco station.
Really?
Yep.
Look at us.
I
Here
was
we are now.
I was in high school. It's not Texaco, and I don't even know if Texaco still even exists. I think right now it's a shell. The 5-point intersection where it branches off to like Windy Bush Road, heading
Mhm.
towards New Hope, where we are today.
Yeah.
Then 413 heading towards Doylestown, Penns Park Road or Park, whatever. That intersection is where the Texaco was on the right hand side before you hit Windy Bush Road.
Right.
Yeah, man, I was pumping gas. It was a good time. I can go into some stories about what we did on the job, but
Now, let me ask you this. If you don't want to answer, that's fine. You were pumping gas out, right? How much were you making?
Oh my God.
Do you think?
This is literally a complete guess. I'm guessing my hourly wage I was probably getting like $10 an hour.
Okay. I was making $8
Plus
an
whatever
hour.
tips came. We got tipped every now and then.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't get tips.
It was rare. It was rare. But no, we pumped the gas and people would hand you a $5 bill or whatever, you know.
I worked at the Gulf gas station in Rochborough.
Yeah.
I worked there for 2 or 3 years. I made $8 an hour. My dad and I started working there when I was late 13, turning 14. That was my first job. My dad told me, because there was a lot of different things that I wanted in life. I wanted cameras. I wanted my PlayStation. I wanted this. I wanted that. And my dad straight up told me, he goes, I work hard, but I can't afford that. You want that? You're going to go work for it. So I started pumping gas. My checks weren't great, but they were checks.
But you had
nonetheless.
unlimited petroleum.
Yeah. And I could tell
that's good.
people I was a petroleum transfer engineer.
You control the petroleum pipeline of Bucks County.
I sound fancy. So,
That's actually
but
pretty
yeah,
cool,
I mean, you got to start somewhere. And I think that's a lost art nowadays. I feel like a lot of people think that everything's just going to be handed to them. And it's a shame, because I see that. And this is the last point I'll make on my come up, and then
You're good.
transfer here. When I was hustling for those 6 to 8 months, when I started the real estate photography, all of my friends, literally all of my friends, were down the Jersey Shore every single night, because you couldn't go out. You couldn't do anything. So they're like, let's go down the shore. Let's party every night. Let's get obliterated. I didn't want to do that. While they were going to bed, I was still working. They were at the bar and I was still working. I mean, the amount of messages I have sent to people is sickening. First I did Facebook Messenger, and then I did, what did I do? And then I did email. The amount of people that told me to stop emailing them was beyond me. But I do want to give a shout out to somebody. The person who gave me my big break was John McClintock, and I will always give him his flowers. And I've told him this in person, and I've told the story probably 2 or 3 other times. John, I pestered on Facebook. I knew he was the man. I knew he operated.
Who's he with again?
He's with KW.
Okay, I think John and I have crossed paths. I don't think I've ever actually.
If you
actually
saw his
met
face,
him.
you would know.
Okay, yeah.
John,
I think we know of each other. Yeah.
John owns multiple offices.
Yeah.
So I was like, this is going to be my way in. And he seemed like an awesome guy. So I messaged him multiple times and I said, John, I need to talk to you. I need to talk to you. To the point where I messaged him 3 or 4 times over the course of 6 months. And the guy was getting annoyed with me, to be honest with you. So he goes, let's set up a 20-minute Zoom call. Let me see what you're all about. I called John. We talk. We had a great conversation. 1 month go by. Don't hear a word from him. 2 months go by. I don't hear a word from him. 3 months go by. Ring, 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 ring. he had to give my number to like 60 plus people. I don't know what happened, but it was just one day it went like that.
Yeah.
And the rest has been history.
It's huge. And it's not a story like that. I mean, obviously I certainly wasn't your first break. I mean, I came into the picture. See, I got to Remax. So I was Berkshire Hathaway in Doylestown from 2017 to 2021, I guess. So yeah, I was there for 4 years and Remax in Newtown for almost 5 years now. And I think I finally started using you and I guess initially connected with you pretty early on in that. We've been doing, I mean, I don't think we've been doing this for 5 years, maybe 3 or 4 years.
I want to say 4.
Probably 4 years. I think the first year I was still using the other photographer, and I'm not sure if he watches this podcast, but he knows I love him. So it just, you know, and I'd explained to him when he initially found out that I wasn't using him anymore, because one thing I do regret, because I do like to be, you know, ethical in my business practices. Not that I had to do this, but I wish I did. I wish I would have called him and said, hey, listen, you know, I'm going to be using a different photographer. It's nothing personal, but it's more of a part-time thing for him, it seemed like, or more casual.
Yeah.
But for you, it's just a nonstop grind. And I have to align myself with that type of business. And that's exactly why. So I just wish I would have called him, because I think he ended up texting me or calling me one day saying, hey, I see you're pumping out these listings and I know for a fact that I'm not the photographer. And I was like, and he was super cool and he understood. So that's the only regret I have. But yeah, we connected, you know, 4 years ago, and it's been ride or die ever since. And I just feel like the quality of your photos, the quality of the videos, the quality of the production, like the timeliness of how you get things done is just, it's great. Cause like, again, it's a quick moving business. Like I sometimes have to post a listing on a particular day at a particular time to make sure I'm ready for the first day of showings, the open house, the this and the that. And it's just like, I need an ally in my corner, just like I have my buddy Mark for the mortgage stuff. I have you for the photography. I've got Rhythm for all my podcast and digital stuff. Like I have to align with people that I know are there the second I call them.
Right.
Or the second I schedule on your app that has your face all over it. I need an app. That's what I need.
So
maybe pivoting, maybe if you want to, and you can go into anything you want. You can literally just ignore any question I ask you. And
no, I'm not going to ignore it.
It will be funny if you did. Just
Okay.
you can pivot to something else. So what do you prefer as far as people like getting in touch with you? I mean, do you prefer they just go on your app? Do you want them to call you first? Do you want them to go through a different channel? Like what's the biggest thing that would help you, I guess, organize your business? Like how do you prefer agents interact with you? I guess is the short way of saying it.
I think what I did was I made it so simplistic because with our businesses, both real estate photography and you being a realtor, I think that,
sorry, we're getting a flash flood warning. All right, so
we all started buzzing.
So we're actually not live right now, but if you're watching this video when this hits all of the channels around the world, if you are in a flash flood warning, just remain calm, stay seated. If you see water coming your way, just run away. It's not that hard.
I hope you got
all right. Back to the podcast. So we actually are in a flash flood warnings. I don't know what the hell is happening outside, but we're safe in here. So
yeah, we're good.
We'll roll.
All right. So for both of our businesses, communication's key.
Yeah.
I feel as though, you know, if you're not on your game, like I'm saying, again, you have to probably be 24/7 as much as you could.
Yeah.
But you got to have a life too. So the way that I like to communicate with my real estate agents or my clients in general, I've made it a point where somebody calls me, I give myself 3 rings. If I'm not answering in 3 rings, it has to go to voicemail because I'm probably with somebody. Jason knows, he calls me, I'm picking up in half a ring probably, right?
And if you don't, I get a nice 3-minute long voice message apologizing as to why you can't pick up.
See, I still get back to you. So, and the other thing is, I've also realized a lot of real estate agents, for whatever reason, you're not like this, but they don't like talking on the phone, which I don't get. So 2 years into my business, I said, what can I do so they don't have to talk to me, but I can still get their business? Oh, let's make an app. Yeah. So I made an app, and I want to say probably 15%, maybe not 20, but maybe 10 to 15% of the people I work with, I've never spoken to on the phone. Yeah. I don't know what they sound like. I've texted them. They've booked on my app. They've paid. And you know what's funny?
How many agents actually show up for the photos? I feel like I mean, first of all, I'm at every listing photo shoot,
Yeah.
no matter what.
Yeah.
And some sellers require that, but maybe some don't. I'm always, again, pivoting again, but I never understood, if you're a realtor and you're hearing this, I'm not trying to like offend anybody, but I never understood agents who don't go to the listing photo shoot. I don't understand agents who don't go to the inspection. I just, maybe there's a reason for it. Maybe they want to stay out of the inspector's way or out of the photographer's way, because you do have to make us move around. You know,
Yeah.
Jason, go in the other room. Jason, move this. Jason, you're in the shot. Get out of the way. Like,
Yeah.
I get all that, but I want to know what is going on with the person's house that just hired me to help them achieve one of the biggest transactions in their life. So I'm just curious, like, do most agents show up?
No, I agree
they
with
just
you.
you have the lockbox code and you go in? Like,
If I had to give you a percentage, I would probably say,
please be over 50%.
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say, I feel like it's got to be.
I'd say probably 70 to 75% show up.
It's honestly about what I thought.
The issue that I run into is when the homeowner's there and the agent's not showing up, and it looks like World War 11, and it's like, and then I'm the bad guy when I get a little aggravated because I have 4 or 5 more clients after them. You know what I mean?
You have a limited amount of time, and if you're spending an hour moving things around shelves and cabinets and moving furniture around, like, I get it. And even if the house is perfect, because my clients have not always been perfect, but I feel like for the most part, my sellers have been pretty organized. But even if their place is fully organized, if the seller is there, which is okay, it's their home, we're not going to stop them from being there. It's just one more person or that many more people in the way of what you're trying to achieve. Getting out of the shot. It's a wide angle lens, and the 3D tour is like, you can't even be in the next room sometimes. Yeah. And it's just, you feel kind of awkward telling the person's home who you're currently in to move. Like that's kind of,
and listen, I don't mind if they're there. Yeah. But I want the house to be ready. If the homeowner wants to be there and the agent is not going to be there, I'm fine with that. And I can already think of like probably 10 to 20 people in my head that I work with where they don't show up, but I know the house is going to be ready. You know what I mean? Which I'm fine with. But in terms of what you're talking about, moving everybody around, typically on the higher priced homes in this area, I would say Newtown, Yardley, New Hope. If I know that I'm walking into $1.5 million plus home and I'm doing multiple things, more than likely photo, video, drone, floor plan, the tour, I typically do give them a heads up. Hey, I'm going to be here for a little while. I'm probably going to be here for 2 to 3 hours. Yeah. If you guys want to go get dinner, it's probably going to be easier because I'm going to be moving you around. Yeah. If not, you can hang out, but just fair warning, I'm going to be moving you around. Yeah. And I think that's one thing that you do really well, which I appreciate. Jason, I've been working with for probably close between 3 and 4 years now. And most of your houses, not everyone, but most of them, I want to say 90% of them, he doesn't have the people there. And you don't know how much I appreciate that because we're working off a schedule. And that's that's the thing that a lot of people don't understand about my business. They think that, especially if they're working with us for the first time, oh, Mike's coming. He could be here for an hour or 2. I'd love to. I'd love to sit there for 2 or 3 hours with you. Yeah. But if we're just doing photos, that takes 35, 40 minutes. I got to drive to Harleysville for my next shoot. Yeah. You know what I mean? I don't have time to sit there all day. Yeah. But, it just makes time a lot more efficient. And I appreciate that.
Now, one thing, just kind of going off of something you just said regarding the services that you provide. And I know we're just focusing on the real estate photography, but again, feel free to pivot into any other venture you have going on at any point. Yeah. Regarding your services, so obviously, Mike, does exterior photos, interior photos, drones. There's a menu of like 20 different things that you do. The grass replacement, mulch replacement, lockbox services. Like, it does things that you wouldn't even think of when it comes to photography, but it all kind of relates to the same common goal to get the house ready for sale. I'm curious because I know I do this, and maybe some listings it may be beneficial, it may not, but I always look at my business as I'm not afraid to, and it took me a while to get to this point, and I'm grateful that I'm at this point. I'm willing to spend as much money as it takes to make my listing look the best possible way it can, mixed in with the other 1,000 listings in Bucks County. Right. So I'm always, if it makes sense, I'm always doing exterior, interior, drone photos, 3D walkthrough videos, floor plans.
I love taking Jason's money.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's
I'm just kidding.
Mike is really good at taking my money. Like really, 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 really good at it. I might as well just give him my credit card number at this point.
It's fine.
It's a Chase card ending in, no, I'm just kidding.
Great.
But no, whether it's 10 Stonebridge Crossing for 5.45 million, 13,500 square feet, or a townhome that's 1,200 square feet with no back, like I always want to do drone, and it may not always make sense. I think there's been some shoots where you're like, listen, man, I don't know if the Twilight shoot's a good one for this. I don't like, I know you want to do drone, but at the end of the day, do you really want to show this? Maybe there's an eyesore somewhere that the drone's going to capture. Do you really want to show that? So like, but my mentality is I can do the general, and this is not Mike's exact pricing. I'm not quoting his pricing, but let's just say, for example, I can spend $500 on interior, exterior, or I can spend $1,200 and throw the rest of the gadgets in because I know how much money my seller is going to get at the end of the day. I know what our commissions are. Our commissions can be generous. Mm-hmm. And I think every realtor understands that. Every client understands that. So if I'm going to earn that paycheck from these clients of mine, I better damn well do as much as I can financially to help them out. And I think it's the ROI on that, I think, is very high. And I think the client very much appreciates the fact that we're willing to spend our money to help them make more money.
No, 100%. And I do want to correct one thing that you said.
Some agents can't do that. And I was one of them for a long time.
Well, right. And so, listen, something Jason said and something you said that I wanted to reiterate. He said that he likes to spend a lot of money. You don't, I want to preface this. You don't need, I mean, you keep spending it, but
I don't like it, but I think it's necessary.
But that's where I want to correct you. We're
in our first fight. It's okay.
I don't,
this is going to happen.
and this is why also a lot of people like working with me. Yeah. I'm very upfront. If Jason orders something, like you said, like a Twilight shoot, and I don't think he needs it, Jason, it's a 1,200 square foot rancher and has 3 windows. You don't need a Twilight shoot. Really think so, man? Yeah, you don't need it. And then I go home. But
if I want to donate $250 into the Mike Sperando fund, I can.
I'll take $225, but I'll take it. But my biggest thing is you don't need to spend an arm and a leg.
Yeah.
All the time. I think some houses, all you need are photo and drone. Other houses, if you're doing a townhouse in Newtown Grant, do photo and a data dusk photo.
Yeah.
Add the drone in if you want to show the pool and stuff. But you don't always need all the bells and whistles.
Yeah.
Now, you got a 10,000 square foot house, $5 million in New Hope. I'd be probably doing everything. And there's some agents who just want to do the bare minimum, which is fine. But I already know in my head 3 months later, I'm going to be going back for drone and video because they need it.
Yeah.
They didn't want to order it the first time.
Yeah.
But I give my recommendations, but there's only so much I can give.
Yeah.
If it doesn't want to be paid for.
And I can attest to that. There's probably been 3 or 4 times this year where you're like, listen, you don't need the Twilight, or maybe drone doesn't make sense, or maybe this, maybe that. And I think I almost always take your advice. There's probably been a couple times where I'm like, listen, man, I just love Twilight shoots. Even if it's only 3 good photos, I just think it's so cool. Like it's worth it. And I think it'll help it stand out, even if it's not totally necessary.
Yeah.
And now another thing I'm curious about, and I've listen, believe it or not, I've lost listings. Not like listings that let me rephrase that. I've never lost a listing that I have, but I've been on listing appointments where I was not chosen. Which is okay because there are countless fantastic agents all over Bucks County.
Right.
I'm always, whenever I see that happen, and then I see the listing that I was trying to go up for sale, most of the time the photos and the marketing is about what I would have done. Like they went top dollar, they did the drone, they did everything. But every now and then I'm not going to name addresses, but I'll see a listing that I went on an appointment for. They didn't choose me, which is okay. And then I see the listing and it looks like complete shit. And to me, it's like, I'm not allowed to, nor would I ever call out that agent. I would not contact the seller because I'm not allowed to do that once they have a signed contract with somebody. Right. But I just look at it and I'm like, you're getting a listing like this that I worked hard to try to get, and this is what you did for them. Like, it's just very frustrating. So that's why I was asking you, like, how many agents are going the extra mile, and how many agents are going the extra mile and providing the best service they can that makes sense for that listing. Because I see it time and time again. that the photography and the videos or the lack thereof
Yeah.
are just like, it's just not there. And I'm like, I could have had that listing and I could have, listen, it still might sell in one day.
Right.
Who knows? But I feel like I could have worked so much better for them.
I think I have 3 types of clients.
And I think a lot of agents can attest to what I'm saying. Cause I think we all kind of feel that something, because there are plenty of listings that we don't get.
Right.
And we can look back on that and say, woe is me, but it's very frustrating. So I just wish more agents were.
But let me just ask you this. Do you, and I'm asking this because I don't know, when you don't get a listing like that and you really, really wanted it,
yep.
There's 2 different things that you could do. Do you sit there and I want you to be honest.
Yeah.
Do you beat yourself up over it, or do you figure out how you can get that next one? Or both?
I beat myself up. It just happened a couple of weeks ago, and the agent, the guy, again, I don't want to throw anybody under.
Right.
You know, the agent that got it is extremely good, and you would know the name. Her and I get along very well. If I'm going to lose, I hope it goes to somebody that I like and respect.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. And her photography was very good. She's not part of this example, but yeah, I mean, I beat myself up, but I only beat myself up for like maybe like the first day that I know that I didn't get it, or I see it hit the MLS for the first time. But I almost always send that listing to other buyers, to buyers of mine, because the way I look at it, and maybe this is like I know you don't love the entrepreneur term, but that entrepreneurial spirit in me, which I know is very well ingrained in you as well. I say, okay, well, I'm not going to get the listing side of the transaction, but why can't I still get 2.5% on the buy side?
1,000%.
I can still be a part of that transaction. So why am I going to sit here and pout over a listing that I didn't get? That not even that I thought I should. I don't want to go into it thinking I should have got it. I put my best foot forward. I didn't get it. That's okay. But I can still get a piece of this transaction. So I pout for a little bit. I get pissed off, and then I get over it, and I fire the listing off to 5 buyers of mine, and I hope to show it. And I let bygones be bygones. And it's just kind of like, if I sit there and pout, it's like, okay, well, why am I, what good is that going to do? I'm not getting the listing. I mean, most of these listings that I don't get are probably going to sell pretty quick.
Yeah.
And even if they don't, it's probably at least a 3 to 6 month listing contract, which is what most of them are. So if it doesn't sell in 6 months, which is rare, then yeah, maybe I can jump back into the fray and get it.
Yeah.
You know,
I think you do something really well that a lot of agents don't do. And that's something that's pretty much free to all of us, which is social media.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I'm not on social media.
No?
I don't know what makes you think that. I don't post twice a day.
I think it's someone else. Every single listing we do, and a lot of people don't know this, and another reason why people like using us as well, every single listing we do is on my Instagram story. I used to post everything on Facebook as well. It just became too much at that point, though.
Oh, the boomerang.
The boomerang. We put the house. Yeah, I mean, we put the house in it. We
I
put
look
the
at
location,
them all.
and all of we have a little over 2,000 followers right now on Instagram. Every single person could see that and go, "Oh, Mike's here." The amount of people that message me and go, "What's the address? Who's the agent? Let me reach out."
Yeah. I think I've done that a couple of times. Like, hey, whose listing is this? Or hey, I know it's not in the MLS, but what can you tell me about it?
Exactly.
You
and
know,
we give free marketing.
Yeah.
And I think that's why people like utilizing us. And I could already tell right off the bat, the reason why a lot of people use Jason as well is because they don't see that. They see that he's not just doing the normal, "Hey, I'm Jason Freedman, blah, blah, blah." No, he's posting on Facebook, Instagram. He's utilizing these platforms that he has. He's doing a podcast. He's utilizing these things
look at that.
that a lot of people still, for whatever reason, I don't understand, they're not doing in 2026. Yeah. And I think that the fact that they're not doing it is just a discredit to them, their clients, their future clients. I mean, listen, if I'm selling my house, I'm going to go with the person who posts on social media, on their Instagram stories, on their Facebook, maybe on TikTok, but I need somebody who's going to push me out to the maximum capacity rather than just going, "Hey, we're going to make a brochure for you." You know what I mean?
I think the biggest disservice is not to the client or to their future clients. It is to themselves. And I said it, at least a couple of times on these podcasts, like I resisted this sort of thing for a long time.
Yeah.
And because I'm getting more and more used to it, but I know you can't tell because I'm flawless on camera, but I still feel, all kidding aside, I still have an uneasiness and like an anxiousness when I first sit down in the chair. Like once we start rolling, as you can tell, it's like no one else is in the room. Like literally, There's one person sitting in the room, just flip me off. But so I do have an anxiousness. I do have some nerves that go on when I walk in the studio and I sit in the chair. They're adjusting the mic, doing the sound checks. Like, I'm like, wow, I hope I'm good on air today. Even though they can edit things, like, I hope I sound good. I hope I'm impactful. I hope my guest is good, which you obviously are.
Mhm.
Like, so I think people have a fear because of doing podcasts, or they have a fear of doing a little video in front of the front door of the listing, or they have a fear of something else. So it's the biggest disservice is to them, because there are 39,000 realtors in the state of Pennsylvania.
Really?
2,600 are Remax,
Huh.
but 39,000 overall. There are about 3.5 million across the country.
Wow.
So
across all companies?
that's like having a license. Now, this can be for another podcast, but
Yeah.
maybe a third of them just have an active license, but aren't actually like practicing real estate.
Huh.
Maybe they're just referral agents or whatever. But, but the point is, there are so many of us. So what I learned, and I honestly could care less if somebody thinks I post too much. They can unfollow me. Honestly, there's a reason why I do it. It works. It doesn't happen a lot, but I do get random Facebook messages, Instagram messages, LinkedIn messages with people saying, hey, my friend's about to sell. Can I give them your information? Or, hey, haven't seen you since high school, but looks like you're killing it. I would love for you to potentially sell my house. Like, if I didn't post sometimes twice a day for the most part, and have some stories that are floating around and posting these reels of my podcast.
Yeah.
Honestly, that would probably cut myself short 5 or 10 deals a year. And in real estate commission terms, that could be a nice living for the average person if I don't get 10 deals.
Jason, you're not posting too much. They're not posting.
No,
they're not posting at all. That's the problem.
Yeah. Well, even people that, have nothing to do with real estate, or will never own or sell a house or whatever. You don't have to follow. Listen, if you don't want to follow me, that's okay. But the overall gain to what I'm doing is so much outweighs that I don't care anymore, and everything I'm posting is relevant. I'll mix in a few posts about my dog or my girlfriend or whoever here and there to to show that I have a life. But this is my business. This is my career. This is something that's gonna maybe help me retire in 15 years, 10 years, God willing. We'll see how that goes. But there's a method to the madness.
I want to ask you something. Why do you think my business is so successful? And then I'm going to tell you why it's so successful. And I say this humbly. I'm saying this. I think 1,000% as humble as possible.
I think it's because you don't have an off switch. I don't think you know how to turn the light off, and you might turn the light off when you leave the home that you're shooting. But other than that, your switch is always on. Okay. And I feel like there might be some editing here. You don't know how to turn the light off.
Yeah.
Like, your switch is always up. It's always on. And I feel like that people can see that. And I think there's also a big word of mouth. I think you probably get a ton of referrals. Obviously your social media content. I mean, I'm sure I'm missing it because I haven't seen your eyes light up like I nailed it, but I just feel like you're constantly in the face of people, whether it's online or in person. Just like I am.
Yeah.
Like, people probably see you in their dreams or nightmares.
That was
just like me.
Yeah. Shout out Meek Mill. No, seriously, that was
there we go.
That was my favorite line that you just said though.
Yeah.
I am in people's faces. And you guys may not know this. My logo is my face. My logo is my face. So
mine's a wolf.
And I love that for you.
It's not me at all.
But hold on.
It's actually a cartoon.
I'm going to show something. I'm going to pull up my logo really quick. For those of you that don't know.
Here we go.
So there's Jason's logo. Here's my logo. My logo is literally my face. Now, the reason I did that, I had someone back in 2013 message me on Twitter. He was from New Zealand. He was a 15-year-old kid, and he said, "Hey, I want to make you a vector image." I had no idea what a vector image was.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you. Well, I've never.
It's like a cartoon image, essentially what I think it is.
Yeah.
So I said, sure. So I sent him a recent photo from like a photo shoot that I did. He sent me the photo back. He goes, "Hey, it's gonna be $30." I go, "I see what you're doing here." I go, and I didn't lie to him. My birthday's in a couple days. Can I get it for my birthday? He goes, "Sure." No idea what I was gonna do with this photo. Fast forward, 10 years later now, 8, 10 years later. I Photoshop everything out except my face, and that became my logo.
Yeah.
Mike Sperando, I wanted to become that center of attention. When I post on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever I post on, the first thing they see when real estate agents wake up, they see my face. They in a nice way, they can't escape it. So whether I post,
I know I can't.
but that's
No,
that's
dude.
also why you contacted me. It's the amount of relevancy that you have on social media is so crucial, because here's the thing. You wake up, you see my face. You go on Instagram, you see that I posted a story. You see I'm here. My photographer's here. They're here, there. I don't stop. And that's the thing that a lot of people don't get. You want to be successful in business. I don't care what business, real estate, a musician, a janitor. The amount of people that go, I can't make a living on social media. You're stupid. I'm sorry, but you're stupid, because the amount of people, even these I got to give credit to car salesmen for a second.
You are rolling. I love this.
These car salesmen that make TikTok content now.
Yeah.
George Saliba, shout out in New Jersey. He does a fantastic job. The amount of people that post in wherever they are, and they're making more income based on secondary market off of what they do for a regular income is unbelievable. I know people who are making this, but on social media with their Instagram and TikTok, they're making this. I mean, there's no excuse. If Joe the janitor is like, I'm only making $11 an hour, you're not working hard enough. Sorry, Joe. And that's the fact of the matter.
Yeah,
Why can't you make a TikTok about you cleaning the school? I mean, okay. There has to be something. You know what I mean, though.
It's funny, but it's true.
You can make a TikTok about something. Obviously, there's rules. You got to follow the rules.
Yeah.
But and I want to say something, because this has been on my mind for a little while now.
I am absolutely fired up over the past 2 minutes. I'm just I don't know if you can tell on camera, Mike is bouncing in his seat.
Because this just makes me so angry that people I love it.
I knew you'd be good.
I can't do that. I can't afford that $250 concert.
I might
ticket.
have you back on episode 10, part 2.
I would love that. But here's my issue. People say that they can't do something.
Yeah.
You're not working hard enough.
Yeah.
My dad, I'm not gonna say what video it was. I posted a video on social media 2 weeks ago. And I bought a walking pad in my house. So when I don't make it to the gym, I walk at night like a psycho at 11 p.m. And my dad calls me. He goes, hey, I'm going to bed, but I got to ask you something. I go, what? That video you posted earlier, I think you should take that down. Usually I would get mad. I'll be honest. I usually would get mad at him. I go, why? He goes, you're going to piss a lot of people off. I go, can I say something honestly? He goes, sure. I go, Dad, I started working at 13, making $8 an hour. I'm making a significant amount more now. And I get to do a lot of cool things out of business, which I'm very grateful and appreciative for.
Yeah.
But I said to him, I go, if they're jealous, they need to work harder. They're not working hard enough. He goes, well, what do you mean? I go, Dad, I went from this to this. Well, what if you pissed them off? I go, I don't care.
What was he
Wake
getting at?
up.
Like pissing him off? Why? How?
There's a trend going around right now that I made a video on, and I usually don't do the trends.
Yeah.
But there was a video that went around that said 5 things that I think are worth the money.
Yeah.
And I listed 5 things that I thought were worth the money. And one of them was my wallet. I'm not going to say what brand it is, but one of them was my wallet. And he goes, you're going to piss a lot of people off because that's an expensive wallet. I go, Dad, work harder. I don't know what to tell you. You know what I mean? And he understood. He didn't argue with me. He goes, fair enough. And that's what he said to me. People don't work hard. You want something, go after it. You want that $5 million listing, go after it. If you didn't get it, it's your own fault. I don't care if the #1 real estate agent in the state of Pennsylvania is going against you. If you didn't get it, that's because you're not advertising enough. That's because you're not bugging them enough. I don't care if you're pestering them. They'll block you if they're worried by it. You see what I'm saying, though?
Well, you know, it's funny. So this is not the same exact point, but speaking of our dads. So my dad, I know he watches this, he'll get a kick out of this. So there's been times where, my dad's like the old school, he's 75. He's the old school, business owner from way back, like suit and tie, very proper. Now he's retired and loves his, he calls it condo wear. He loves his condo socks and his shorts and all that. He'll get a kick out of that. But, there's been times where he's like, are you sure you want to wear the hat to this appointment? Are you sure you want to wear the hat on the podcast? Are you sure it's okay that your hat's on backwards during these videos? You wear sandals a lot. Maybe that's not, and he knows this. And I get, it's probably the source of the only fights we ever get into or arguments. Yeah. And he ends up agreeing, like my brand is my brand, and my brand just so happens to be very, 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 very casual. And that's what I'm comfortable in. And yes, you will, God forbid I'm at a funeral. Hopefully it's a wedding where you'll see me without a hat on.
Right.
Yeah. And I'll throw some old crew gel in the hair and get the Jufro going. But I wear a hat backwards, forwards. I'm hiding the toes today, but I wear sandals a lot. Like it doesn't, to me, if somebody's not going to use me, or if I lose a listing because I have a hat on that happens to be branded with my job, like that shows pretty good passion. I'm literally wearing my brand around.
Right.
If they don't use me because of that, then we were not going to be a good fit from the start. I want somebody to pick me based on the merits of what they can see on my Zillow profile, all of my sales on my social media, all of my stats in the MLS, my stats in the whatever it is, the Real Trend Verified, where they rank all the agents. Like that's what I want to talk, not do you like my hat or not, or would you rather me have my hair done or have a tie on? And that works for a lot of agents. But my dad's like that, the old school, dress to impress. Well, and he is right. But this ensemble is my dress to impress. This is my brand, and it's never going to change. So, and I think it's worked for me. So I think it's, that just kind of spinning off the whole dad talk. But yeah, going back to, just I don't have kids, so I can't like speak for like my kids, but like I just noticed that like the younger generations, they're speaking of social media, they're glued to their phone, but they're looking at other people's stuff. They're not doing something for themselves. They're just they don't go. No one goes outside anymore. Nobody hustles to go. Like nobody's working at a gas station. I shouldn't say nobody. People obviously are, but I feel like the go-getter mentality is fading away day by day. And I'm not sure if that's a parenting thing. I'm not sure if it's a cultural thing. I don't know what the hell it is, but like I wish if I had what I have now and what you have, like the mentality we both have right now, when I was 18 years old, I'd be a multi-millionaire right now. If I had that, like, and you had the drive starting at 12, like I'm 15 years older than you, believe it or not.
All right, Unc.
Yeah. Like I know I look young and you look old, so you can't really tell.
Yeah.
But so I've got 15 years on you. But I mean, if I knew what I knew now and I started doing that at 12 or 18 years old, if I got my real estate license when I was out of college at 22, 23, like my God, like I'd be on top of the world. I would have my own brokerage. I would probably have my own Bravo show at this point. It's like I'd be at that level. But I got to it not too late, but I finally got to it, and I'm putting everything I have. Like
Jason's acting like he's 70 years old. He could still do it. I mean, the fact of the matter is, again, 44. Work harder. You could still you could still do it. I mean, is it less feasible? I don't want to say it's less feasible, but you could still do it. And I do want to give him credit on something as well. I'm giving you a lot of flowers today.
I appreciate this.
But something I want to give Jason a lot of credit on. He dresses like me. And I'm not saying that, and you dress pretty good, bud. No, but
we get dressed in separate rooms. Honestly, it's not the same room.
No, Tuesdays and Wednesdays. But it's the thing I admire about Jason is he's not putting on a facade. He's not putting on a show. It's authentically you. I don't exactly remember what you were wearing, but when we shot that humongous house in Newtown. I'm sorry. You were dressed like a normal person. Now I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with, wearing a polo shirt and wearing khaki shorts or long pants like Jason is, unlike me. But every single house I go into, and this is the wrong thing to say, and I'm going to say it this way. It's not that because I've heard other real estate photographers tell me this. They go, you don't give a fuck what you look like. No, I'm going to be comfortable because I'm in 8 houses a day. I'm going to wear the Lululemon shorts I want to wear. I'm going to wear the running shoes I want to wear. I'm sweating and dripping all day. I am not going in people in my profession don't wear a suit and tie, but I'm not going in a polo shirt. I mean, I could in a polo shirt. I'm not comfortable that way. So if you're not going to accept me for who I am, or if you're not going to accept Jason for who he is as a real estate agent and know that he's going to do a successful job at selling your house and getting the most amount of money that you could, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I know the first listing that I did with Jason, the house went for over 100. It went for over 100,000 the asking price, right? In Doylestown.
Was that the one on Lace Leaf?
Yes.
So that wasn't our first.
That was our first listing.
That was our first?
Yep.
No way. That was 2 years ago.
No, that was the first time you called. So we've been working together too then.
Oh, geez.
That was our first listing.
All right. Maybe it's been 2 or 3 years, not 3 or 4 years. Anyway, that one.
That went for 100,000 over.
More than that.
Jason was in shorts. He was in a t-shirt with a backwards hat, and he kept bothering me going in and out of the house because I kept telling him to move. The house went for 100,000. Jason was not in a polo shirt. Jason was him. And that's why, and don't get a big head here. That's why the house sold, because he was authentically him. He marketed it the right way, and he knew what he was doing, and he was confident. Everything I just said, I want to say 30% of agents don't do. And yes, I'm calling you out. If you're watching this right now, you're not doing it. Work harder.
Love it. Now, to be factually correct, it went $217,000 over.
$217,000 over in shorts.
Well, 1.785. We got $2 million and $2,000. So
I mean,
but
that's
yeah,
what I'm saying.
Yeah, but it's like, and honestly, not every listing came from a listing appointment. A lot of my listings, and a lot of agents can say this, a lot of our listings sometimes come from friends, family, past clients, referrals, where you don't necessarily have that listing appointment interview process. Here's the comparative market analysis. Here's all this stuff that I'm giving to you to show, like, they already know they're going to use you. They don't interview anybody else. But then you also have the other listings, like the one I didn't get recently, where they're interviewing 3 agents and you can only pick one. So, before I even list the house, of course they know how I carry myself. It's all about how does, and same thing with you. How does Jason speak to people? How does Jason carry himself? How does he present himself? Yes, he wears a hat. Yes, he wears a t-shirt. Yes, he does this, does that, but is he professional? 110%. Does he know what he's doing? Yes, he has the track record. Do his colleagues speak highly of him? Yes. So it shouldn't matter. If you want me to come back in a sport coat and a collared shirt, I will. I've got them. They're collecting dust.
How long have you been doing real estate for?
9 years.
What would you say at this point? And I don't want you to think about it. I want you to tell me the first thing that comes to your mind. What do you think, as of right now, is your biggest strength and your biggest weakness as a real estate agent?
My biggest weakness is networking events. I'm not sure if that pertains to like how I do my job, but as far as like things I still don't do, I don't go to networking events.
Why do you feel like you need to go there?
I don't even know if I really feel like maybe I don't, because I don't feel like I need to. Maybe that's the answer. Honestly, that might be the answer as to why I don't do it. I just feel like I'm not a member of any BNI clubs. I'm not a member of any, local clubs that are gathered.
Have you ever sponsored anything?
I have not.
Okay.
And I'm not sponsoring this. I'm about to get in this. I was actually just nominated for Mr. Bucks County, which
very nice.
I'll get into that at the end.
Okay.
Again, my biggest weakness, the first thing that popped in my head again was I don't associate with networking events. I don't go to charity events. And actually the Mr. Bucks County thing actually is a charity event, and that was because somebody nominated me and I accepted it.
That's great.
But that's one thing I still don't do. I think that maybe that is a weakness, where I could be maybe a member of local groups or go to different events and speak or put my name and advertise and sponsor different things. I don't do that. I've done it in the past with previous jobs, but I don't do it in real estate. And that might be the one thing that I'm still missing. My biggest strength is I don't stop until I am the absolute best in the business. And I have that mentality because it's funny, like Dan McCluskey always breaks my stones over this. And I saw him today before I left, and I told him that I would incorporate him into the podcast.
Okay.
So here you are, Dan. So Dan McCluskey, who is an extraordinary agent, both commercial and residential, been doing it forever. And he could care less where he ranks, could care less. I am obsessed with it. So I'm always the one who's like, oh, not number 7 for the month of June, number 23 in the state, number this, that. Like, I get so pissed off. And this actually just happened. If I'm like number 3 and Dan's number 2, like in the state for a production for a particular month. And it's just, and Dan loves to break my stones over it. But like for me, like of course I'm thrilled for Dan because I love Dan.
Yeah.
But I want to be that number 2 and him be number 3 or me be number 1. It's like until I can get to that pinnacle, and actually a guy that I probably will eventually have on the podcast, Matt Freedman, him and I used to work for this guy, Joe Kraus, who was director of ticket sales for the Philadelphia Soul back in the Bon Jovi days.
Yeah.
And he's now a big media personality in Philly. I don't get many comments or interaction on LinkedIn. It's mostly on Instagram and Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
But every now and then I'll have a post on LinkedIn and there'll be I see I have a comment and it might say I'm number 7 out of 2,600, which is great ranking. There'll be a comment from Joe saying, doesn't look like number 1 to me, keep hustling. Or like he'll make some sort of snarky comment like seems like number 1's still out of reach. What are you doing differently to get, it's like, that is my mentality. And honestly, maybe I got it from him back when I was 23 years old, out of college, hustling ticket sales for the Philadelphia Soul. Like I'm obviously impressed with my results. I know they're great. And I know a lot of agents would love to be in that position. But until I see that I'm number 1 in the state, even if it's just for 1 month, like I've yet to be number 1 for a month in the state. I've been number 2.
Yeah.
I've been number 3. I was number 7 for the entire year last year out of the entire state for Remax. But until I'm number 1, I'm not going to slow down. So my biggest strength is that I am literally never satisfied. And I feel like that drives me.
But are you afraid that could lead to burnout though?
Yeah. And I think people see that. I think even Chris Terry and Jim have made comments like, you need to go out and have a drink. Like, not like nobody tells me that I seem burned out, but I notice it. I'll look in the mirror sometimes and I'm like, oh my God, I just look tired. So like, I do notice it, but I do have the energy and I drink enough caffeine to carry me through. I get 7 to 8 hours of sleep every night. Yeah. I go to the gym every day. I'm healthy. I eat right. Like I'm keeping my body healthy, which helps for longevity purposes, obviously. But yeah, I haven't seen the beach yet this year. I've went to one Phillies game it was for work. It was for the Remax night out. So I have not gone to a Phillies game that wasn't for a work event. So like this year. So I see that and I know I should be doing more. I know that I should be spending more quality time with the girlfriend and the dog and my family and like, but they all know that this is my time in life to hustle.
Yeah.
Which I have a support system around me that allows me to do that.
That's the biggest thing.
A lot of other agents they have children, they have grandkids, they have all this other, this is maybe I'll have that one day, but right now, I don't think I'll actually get burnout because I'll know when to put the brakes on. And I am spending more time at home. I'm still in the office a lot, but I am. Oh, thought I saw something behind me. Thought that wolf came to life for a second. There are times where I'm like, I need to stay home today. Like if somebody calls me to go see a house, I'll get up and go show it to them. If somebody needs a document signed, if another agent that I'm involved in a transaction with needs something, obviously that's a priority. But I need to just stay home and watch Dateline today. No, I just need to chill. Like the amount not go to the office.
And I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I'm Superman. I mean, over the last
we're human.
No, we are. And listen,
we're not robots.
I'll be vulnerable for a second.
Yeah.
Over the last 6 years of being in business, I've burned myself out 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
And I want to say 3 or 4 of those times I've woken up and I start crying. And it's like, because I don't think that people understand the amount of pressure that's put on both of us. And it's like the amount of times, and listen, I appreciate it when I'm about to say, but like the amount of yesterday morning, no, not yesterday morning. It was a couple mornings ago. I woke up, it was at 8:30 in the morning. I'm not even exaggerating. I woke up to 7 missed calls and I had 16 text messages, all between the time of me going to sleep at 2 a.m. and waking up at that time. Now, I didn't cry the other morning, but my point is there has to be a point where you go, okay, I'm working this hard. I need to have some fun. I need to do something outside of work. And that's why I took this year to try to find a little bit of a balance. And something that I think would help you, you would have to start.
You have to get into the whole like hiring process, like starting a team sort of thing. Is that?
No, I could get into that, but that's not what I was going to say. I bought something online. It kept getting served to me as an Instagram ad, and I thought it was fake until I looked it up. It's called the Big Ass Calendar. Have you ever heard of this?
No, but I'm into it.
It's a calendar. It's probably I don't know. It's like this. It's a really big. It's a big ass calendar. So
actually, pivoting, then I'll get back to you. There's actually a place on Bourbon. You ever been to New Orleans?
No.
Okay, so on Bourbon Street in New Orleans, there's a place called Big Ass Beers.
Okay, they
You know
got some
what
big ass beers.
You know
don't
what they
they?
serve? Big ass beer. So it's genius.
Yeah, I mean it's a great, and there's a company called Big Ass Fans that they put into houses.
Nice. Okay. Anyway,
But the Big Ass calendar is
Yeah.
a calendar that has every single day of the year on it.
yep.
On the left hand column, it's January, February, March, and so on, and then they have the days going across. I bought that in December last year, and I pretty much laid out my entire year. And I did that because I wanted to lay it out before I started getting busy with clients, so that I could have my time already scheduled out, and then I know the other time that's not booked, I'm busy. I could say right now this year I have traveled the most I've ever in my entire life, and I'm
which is
turning 30 in a couple
huge.
months. I have so much stuff going on like this.
Yeah.
And again, I'm able to do these things because I work so hard when I don't have things scheduled.
Yep.
Over the next 4 months, the rest of the year, I'm going to Chicago. I'm going to Green Bay. I'm going to the Packers Cowboys.
So do you want to touch on like why you're doing all this? Like you mentioned, like going to the stadiums and like, do you want to get into that?
Yeah, I'll get into that in a second.
Okay.
So I'm going to the rest of the remaining of the year.
Yeah.
We're currently in August. I'm going to Chicago, Green Bay, Dallas, and Seattle. They're the 4 trips I have planned. We have 5 remaining months. I'm going away 4 times.
Yep.
Plus, I have a Phillies season ticket plan.
Yep.
And I'm going to Phillies games. So I carved all this stuff out knowing, hey, this is when my downtime's going to be. This is when I'm going to hustle. This is when I'm going to kill myself. This is when I'm going to relax.
Yeah.
And I'm not just saying that to be like, oh, he's doing all these things. I think everybody needs to do that. And I think that the thing that gets misconstrued with real estate agents is they do too much of the second thing and not too much of the first thing.
Yep.
There has to, and listen, I have no work-life balance. Mine's probably like, before this year, it was like 95-5, the split. I think now we're looking at like 80-20. I'm getting better.
Yep.
But I'm doing all these things because I'm trying to start a second brand right now, a second LLC. On Instagram and TikTok, you could find me as Where's Mike Now. Where's Mike Now is a brand that I'm trying to build where outside of real estate photography, I am trying to do multiple different things. I'm trying to see every single sports stadium in the country right now, in Toronto, obviously, but NFL, MLB, NBA. There's a couple NHL teams that don't have NBA teams like Utah.
Yeah.
I'll go see. But I'm trying to see every one right now. I'm about a third of the way done, pretty much every one, except NBA. But like this year, unfortunately, I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan living in the Philadelphia area.
Get the hell out of my studio.
I gotta
Get
tell
the
truth.
hell. The door is over here.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out.
Do you want me to show you how many trophies we have?
I just hearing the only cowboy I want to hear is the sweet soothing sound of Matt Freedman and the Herd. That is the only.
He said
We actually have a member of the Herd. I'm looking at him right now. He's not on camera, but he is beautiful. Anyway, continue.
That
with
is really
stupid
funny,
ass
yeah.
Cowboy shit.
But I'm like this year, I'm going to see Dallas when they play in Green Bay against the Packers.
So that's cool. I'll admit that's cool. That's cool.
Lambeau, I can't wait to check that off the list. It
Yeah.
looks like an incredible
Wait,
stadium.
when is that game?
That's
Is it in the winter?
No, thankfully it's
Well,
gonna.
no, I think it'd be cool to go there in the snow.
Second week of October. Yeah, but I'm gonna
That could be.
freeze.
That might be snow in there.
Second week of October, Sunday
Could be.
night football.
All right.
November, I've been trying to get more into fitness now. So I'm doing these things called High Rocks. It's an endurance race. I just did one in New York City back in June. And then I'm doing another one in November in Dallas. The next day, the Cowboys are playing at home. I'm going to the Cowboys-Titans game. Then December, I'm going out to Seattle. I'm seeing the Seahawks versus Cowboys on Monday Night Football.
Yep.
It allows me to see different things while also seeing these games. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up and the reason why I want to touch on it real quick is because with how crazy, would you believe that the only things I drink are water, Diet green tea, Diet Coke, and Propel? They're the only things I drink.
You drink more than I do. Want to hear the things that I drink? Water, coffee, and energy drinks.
But here,
No, I've never had a can of soda in my life.
But keyword, you're drinking energy drinks and coffee. So it's giving you caffeine and
nothing
whatever else is in that thing.
got some sodium, some niacin,
What is that?
some biotin,
I know what biotin is. Okay.
and some pantothenic acid.
Yeah.
I feel every bit of it.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel every bit of it. No, I'm really feeling the biotin right now. Actually,
yeah, I bet. So my point is, I'm
podcast
just,
is
I'm
great.
just, I'm just nuts. Like I run off adrenaline.
Do you drink alcohol?
Maybe 2 weeks out of the entire year.
Okay. So I probably drink more, but I drink maybe a couple times a month, and
But
it's like 2 beers.
But there's nothing wrong with it.
No. I'm just saying, like, I think, I guess the point remaining, I think I just have to be healthy in this business. I feel like you do too. If we're not active and like actively taking care of ourselves, it doesn't mean you can't have a few beers every week. That's totally fine. But like, I can't be having the benders I used to have in Center City when I used to live down there.
You could drink every night if you want. There's nothing wrong with that.
The business makes you want to.
But yeah, but my thing, I don't drink because I have, for whatever reason, I have such a high tolerance.
Yeah.
Unless you're giving me like sangria, then I'm done. But
I just don't love it. That's my reason.
I'm spending all this money and I'm not getting any enjoyment out of it. So I'm like, why am I going to do it? But the reason I do all these things, the real estate photography, doing this podcast right now, being able to see all these different sports and cities and all these things, is because I want it more than the average person. The amount of people that I talk to, men and women, that don't have the drive, I just can't relate. And it's sad because I don't know about you, but I only have a couple friends. And they're all people that either do what I do. My best friend lives in Rhode Island. I have to drive 4.5 hours to see him.
Yeah.
He doesn't live here.
Yep.
So it's like, you just, in this industry, you just got to want it. And if you don't want it, it's like, you're not going to succeed. It's
hard. And there are thousands of competitive industries out there. And I think, I don't want any of the podcast or the videos that I'm posting, or even just like static posts that I'm putting out there. I don't want anyone to ever think that there's any sort of level of cockiness or arrogance, but like the business that you and I are both in you mentioned pressure earlier. There is so much pressure there. Like if I do, and most of it, it's fixable, but if I do one thing wrong in a transaction, or one thing wrong presenting an offer for a buyer of mine, or I miss one important thing of the multiple offers that I'm presenting to my seller when I'm encouraging them not encouraging them, but when I'm explaining which offers are the best and why. Like if I make a mistake, it's a massive mistake. And I can oftentimes fix the mistakes.
Yeah.
But the pressure, and that's why, I don't know if, going back to the burnout, I don't think I'll ever officially, I've had days where I've felt burnt out.
Mm-hmm.
I've never had a full-on crash. But I have the same thing where like I'll wake up and I have like, there's been times where I think at my peak during the past like 2 or 3 years, I have like anywhere between 10 and 15 deals under contract at the same time. And it's a combination of listings and buyers.
Mm-hmm.
So, between 10 and 15 current transactions at a time that, I have Emily, my transaction coordinator, Chris's sister, helping me out,
mm-hmm.
which is great, but I'm not a team. Like I'm literally, and nothing against teams. I am literally a one-man show. I write my own offers. Emily handles the paperwork once we're under contract, but like I'm the one that's either making the mistake or not making the mistake. And if I make the mistake, I better damn well fix it. And I do fix it. So, but like this, it's not so much a burnout or a crashing out. It's more just the anxiety and the pressure to always ensure that I am doing the right thing and I'm always on my game. I literally cannot have an off day. The only off day that I can have is when nobody calls me, or nobody wants to go see a house, or nobody needs me to write an offer, or nobody needs me to do an open house and there are days when people don't need me, thankfully, because I need those days.
Yeah.
But it's so rare. Like I have, just during this podcast, I have countless missed calls, texts, and emails right now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even want to look at them because I don't even want to know if it's anything important until we wrap up here. So it's like, yeah, it's just a lot of pressure, which I think is what honestly, on the other hand, drives me. I know it drives you. But yeah, to find that work-life balance, you might have been a 95-5. Now you're like an 80-20 work life. Mine's probably still in the 80 to 90 work-life balance. I would love that to be like 70-30, 65-35.
And you'll get there. You just need to work towards it.
It's just,
that's the thing. And the one thing that I did a couple months ago that a lot of people don't, everyone's gonna know now, but I got a second phone. I have a personal number.
Oh,
there's like
you have a bat phone?
Yeah, literally.
Sweet.
There's like 40 people at my phone, my personal number. Once like 8 o'clock hits, the phone that I have down there
Yeah.
It goes away.
Yeah.
It sits on my kitchen island. I don't look at it until the morning. I have a secondary phone that nobody has. And I'm not saying I'm not saying you have to do that or should do that, but that was the way that I was like, all right, I've burnt myself out too many times this year and too many times over the last couple of years. What can I do that's going to allow me to have that separation?
Yeah.
And at first I'm like, this is so stupid. How am I going to manage two phones? But I'm like, you know what? It works. And
Yeah.
the amount of stress that has been diminished is unbelievable. And again, I'm not saying to go do it. And whoever's watching it right now, I'm not saying you have to go get a second phone, but having that personal phone and that personal line, knowing that there's only a set amount of people who have that number,
Yeah.
it's the best thing in the world. It really is. Because unless somebody is on their way to the emergency room or they're dying, I mean, if I see it on my phone and somebody reaches out to me at 11 o'clock at night, if I see it, I'll answer it. But like, unless, yeah, I mean, you have texted me at like 10:30 and I do answer.
That
But
really? Oh, wow.
But I think it comes down to there needs to be you time.
Yeah.
And it's very hard to do in this industry.
I agree. And I think that, and I think what's different about my business compared to yours, and
Yeah.
we're both equally as busy and equally as running around.
Yeah.
It's like, let's say I'm on vacation somewhere, if I have a buyer if there's an offer deadline, or if a buyer of mine needs to see a house and I'm not around and I can't find, let's say Dan's not around to help me out, or Kevin's not around, or I can't find somebody to show a house for me. Like my buyer, I mean, if I have them under a buyer contract, different story, but my buyer could easily call one of the other 39,000 realtors in Pennsylvania, 10,000 of which are probably in the Philadelphia area, to go show them that house. And I don't get the deal. It's not their fault. I'm not around. So I'm always feeling pressure where, like, if I'm not, like, what if I'm not around? But yes, I have to go on vacation. I'm not going to not go on a hiking trip for 10 days because I have a fear of not being around. You know, I'm going to end up having a fear of missing out on that hiking trip. I'd rather go have fun for a little bit. And if I miss out on a couple deals, my goal is to have enough other business where it's not going to bother me as much, which is a fortunate situation to be in. So, but still, I always have a fear that I'm not going to get the deal, to maybe no fault of my own, but just the nature of the business and a nature of, like, I have other things in my life going on that I have to tend to, and I might not be there every waking moment for my clients. So I don't know. I mean, that's kind of my thought on it. I don't know if you have, I don't know if there's anything else you want to throw into the,
Yeah, I think you're doing a great job with everything you're doing. And I think that, there's a reason I do want to ask you one final question. So you said that you're consistently ranking within, and props to you, 10, 15, 20 in the state. Let's just call it 20. I don't know where exactly the number, but
that sounds good.
What do you
sounds great.
What do you think that you can do, change, or alter that can get you to that number one spot that you want to be at? And a secondary question off of that: when you get to the number one spot, what happens? Because we're always chasing the next best thing, but there's like, what happens now?
I think the one thing, outside of the whole networking thing that I was mentioning, and a lot of it's because of my advertising. And now it's not just the advertising, but it's now I've been around for 9 years. I'm not one of the 30, 40, 50-year-old people in the business. And there are a lot of those out there that have been doing it their whole life, but I'm 9 years in now. So I'm not a spring chicken anymore. I've been doing this for what I feel like is a long time now in this business. And I have so many leads and contacts that have built up over the years, and I am not very good at keeping in touch with them. I feel like the one thing I am very good at is, like, whatever pocket of potential listings, like sellers that I've been talking to over the years, and whatever pocket or bucket, however you want to call it, of buyers that I've been speaking to over the years. Mm-hmm. I have a spreadsheet on my computer, obviously, and the green labels are the people that I'm actively showing houses to them. I'm actively writing offers for them, or I actively speak to them at least once a week. Yeah. They're highlighted in green. I've got a yellow category where, based on our conversations, they may not be ready for about 6 to 12 months, but, like, we're in touch and I'm pretty confident I'm their realtor, mm-hmm. and they're not going to go cheat on me with somebody else.
Right.
Then I have a red category, which is who I've had connections with them. Maybe I've shown them houses at some point, but they just either died off. They're not looking anymore, but they're still on my list because I still have faith that they're going to come around. Outside of the spreadsheet I have another 1,500 contacts, whether it's my Zillow Premier Agent app or the KV, the Remax CRM. You know, like I have all these contacts that over the past 9 years, I probably reach out to 10% of them.
Yeah.
And that's about it. And I could only imagine if I reach out to all of them, even if it's once every 6 months, I reach out to all of them. Can I snuff out 10 more deals a year? Because that person's like, wow, like Jason hasn't reached out in 3 years, but holy shit. He just sent me a text at the perfect time. And yes, I would love for him to sell.
I want to just leave you with one more nugget.
That's what can get me to
one more nugget.
Yeah.
Try this. And if it doesn't work, that's fine. Just try it with at least 3 people. The people in the red category, when you call them, I don't want you to call them. I don't want you to text them. I want you to send them a 30-second video message. Hey guys, it's Jason Freedman, just checking in with you. Wanted to see how everything's going. Hopefully I hear back from you soon. Thank you.
Yep.
And thank you for watching The Wolf Den.
On that note, I'm going to try that. We might have Mike back for episode 10, part 2.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
I appreciate it,
Thank
man.
you so much.
We'll wrap up episode 9 of The Wolf Den. Mike Sperando, photo and video, the king of all kings when it comes to your photo and video needs. Jason Freedman here. Thanks again, guys. Appreciate it.
Peace.